All right, let's talk about some other ways to help calm bladder urges. So if you really have a strong urge to go to the bathroom more often than you think you should, or it's a small amount of urine when you go, some people also have symptoms of rushing to the bathroom or leaking on the way to the bathroom, or have been told you have overactive bladder. So try some of these tricks. And of course, make an appointment. Bladder retraining is our most effective way to help calm the bladder and have normal bladder habits. But here's some stuff to get you started. So our pelvic floor and our bladder have what we call a reflex inhibition loop, meaning if one of those muscle groups is on, the other is calm or relaxed. So a bladder contraction is the bladder telling you that, or communicating with you that you have to go to the bathroom. Also, the bladder contracts once you sit on the toilet and relax your pelvic floor muscles to let urine out. So if the pelvic floor is on and contracted, the bladder should be calmly filling, and vice versa. When you relax your pelvic floor because you sit on the toilet, then the bladder contracts. So we're going to tap into that relationship to try to calm the bladder. Let's start with Kegel. So if we Kegel, that's a pelvic floor muscle contraction, and that should calm the bladder. So for a woman, a Kegel would be closing, then lifting. So we would try to contract to close the front, hold in urine, squeeze close the vagina, and then squeeze close the anus, and then lift everything in, almost like an elevator, close and lift. And for a man, they're actually going to think about retracting everything in. So pulling or retracting, shrinking the penis back up into the body, stepping into a cold lake, those types of ideas or cues. I have some clients that are really great at squeezing closed the back muscles, like holding in gas or a bowel movement, and I'd like you to try to feel some of the muscles on the front for urinary function. So if you could Kegel on up and hold that tension, and then on top of that, I'd have you pulse. So keep Kegeling up again and again and again, and would have you try to contract at least 10 times in a row. If you find it really helpful and you would like to contract more than 10, please go ahead, but at least 10 times. And then also, I have a video about how we can use stim at the ankle, at the tibial nerve, to help calm the bladder. So you can also do heel raises or kind of curling that big toe and scrunching or making a big arch with your foot. So I would encourage you to try at least 10 of those. These two tips or tricks are great in the middle of the night when you don't want to get out of bed, but you woke up with an urge to urinate. And so try these even laying in bed. When you really have a strong urge, sitting can also be helpful. So I would encourage you to sit if that's available to you. And you can try Kegeling and pumping your ankles in a seated position. It tends to help really calm the bladder. Now, if you have to get up and go, don't rush. So stomping all the way to the bathroom can actually possibly encourage leaking. Rushing can really rev up your nervous system, which can encourage leaking, as well as pounding your feet on the ground. All these things can increase pressure and make it harder to keep that urine in. So walk slowly, calmly, and then hopefully you won't leak any urine and you'll be able to sit, relax your pelvic floor, and your bladder will get its turn once you make it to the bathroom. So give these a try. There's lots of reasons to have urgency and frequency. These things might help you get by, but we'd like to find out why you're having these symptoms and help you retrain your bladder so you no longer have them. So make an appointment if you need to, or if you have questions just on this video, you can make a short appointment and we can talk about them.